Have you ever seen the movie Passengers? You know, the one with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. It's a pretty cool sci-fi flick, but there's this one scene, this one moral dilemma right at the beginning that has stuck with me for years. And the more I think about it, the more it feels like this grand cosmic metaphor for our own existence. So picture this. Chris Pratt's character, Jim, wakes up on this giant starship, the Avalon. He's supposed to be in hibernation for 120 years, traveling to a new planet. But his pod malfunctions and he wakes up 90 years too early. At first, it's kind of a fantasy, right? He has this entire luxury spaceship to himself. He can play basketball, go to the fanciest restaurants, watch all the movies he wants. But then the crushing reality sets in. He is utterly, completely alone. The only company he has is an android bartender. He spends over a year in this solitary confinement, and the loneliness starts to eat him alive. He grows a beard, he starts to lose his mind, he even contemplates ending it all. He is in paradise. But it's a hell of his own making because he has no one to share it with. Then he sees her. Jennifer Lawrence's character, Aurora. She's asleep in her hibernation pod, beautiful, peaceful, with a whole life ahead of her. And Jim is faced with an impossible choice. He has the power to wake her up. If he does, he saves himself from a lifetime of soul-crushing loneliness. He gets a companion, a partner, maybe even love. But in doing so, he would be sentencing her to the exact same fate he's suffering. He would be robbing her of her future, of the life she was meant to have, all for his own selfish need for connection. It's a monstrous decision. He wrestles with it, he fights it, but in the end, his loneliness wins. He wakes her up and for a while it's perfect. They fall in love, they build a life together. But it's all built on this terrible, dark secret. Now let's zoom out, way out. Think about this from a theological or philosophical perspective. What if we are all Aurora? And what if the one who woke us up is God? Stay with me here. Imagine a divine being, existing in a state of perfect, eternal solitude. A being with infinite power, infinite knowledge, existing in a timeless void. It's the ultimate loneliness, isn't it? An existence without another to share it with, to be known by, to love. So what does this being do? It makes a choice born out of a desire for connection, for relationship. This being, this God, decides to create to wake us up, to bring us into existence, into this messy, beautiful, chaotic thing we call life. He pulls us out of the non-existence, the hibernation of nothingness, and gives us consciousness. And just like Jim, in doing so, he sentences us to a life that we didn't ask for. A life filled with not just love and joy, but also with immense suffering, heartbreak, and the ultimate certainty of death. He wakes us up, knowing we will feel pain, knowing we will get sick, knowing we will lose the ones we love. Was it a selfish act? Was God, like Jim, just so lonely that he had to create something, someone to share the universe with regardless of the consequences for us? It's a heavy thought. We were pulled into this reality without our consent. We are born into a world of rules we didn't make and are forced to play a game where the final outcome is always the same. But here's the twist in the metaphor. Unlike Jim, who eventually had to face the consequences when his secret was revealed, God's secret is the very fabric of our reality. And maybe the motivation wasn't purely selfish. Maybe, just maybe, the act of creation wasn't about curing loneliness, but about sharing love. Maybe the idea was that the experience of love, of connection, of watching a sunset, of tasting good food, of hearing a beautiful piece of music, maybe all of that is so profound, so worth it, that it outweighs all the suffering. In the movie, Jim ultimately redeems himself through an act of selfless sacrifice. He risks his own life to save Aurora and everyone else on the ship. Maybe that's the other side of the coin. The Creator doesn't just wake us up and leave us to our fate. The narrative suggests that this God also enters into the suffering with us, sharing in the pain and offering a path to redemption. So are we just passengers awakened against our will by a lonely God? Or are we the recipients of the greatest gift imaginable? The gift of existence itself, given out of an act of ultimate love. The movie Passengers doesn't give you a clean answer for Jim's actions, and I don't think theology gives us a clean answer either. But it's one hell of a question to think about, isn't it? What do you think? Was it selfish? Or was it love?